WYMT Mountain News at 6.
Tonight, the parents of 2 Harlan County children are in a burn unit. They were caught in a terrible fire this morning in the Tots community. That is between Harlan and Cumberland. It was an emotional scene for neighbors and first responders. As of now, investigators say they still have not found the parents' twin children. WYMT's Justin Case is live with the breaking details. Justin.
Steve, I'm in front of KSP Post 10 here in Harlan, and they are leading this investigation now. What we are told is that the first trooper who arrived at the scene says that he saw a man and a woman lying on the ground outside of the house with severe burns. Now, they are both listed in critical condition with life-threatening injuries at this time. Now, police say they have been notified. The couple had 2 young children, 3-year-old twins, and to this point, police have not been able to locate them. We are told investigators cannot go inside the house at this time to see if anyone else was home at the time of the fire. Although the fire is now out, it's still too hot for them to go inside. One neighbor says she stayed with a woman who was burned while help was on the way.
She knew her phone number. She knew how old she was. She knew her kids' names. She just kept saying to me, "Dana, don't leave me, don't leave me." I said, "I'm not going to." And then she wanted me to go get her babies. And I said, "No, I got to stay here with you."
Steve, now there's still a lot we don't know. What we do know is that the arson investigator has been called out. They may not suspect arson at this time, but it's just standard procedure for something like this. Now, they did put out a statement just a short time ago confirming that they are unable to locate the twins, the 2 young children. They do not want to speculate at this time and say one way or the other if they believe they are inside the house or not. They just say it's too early to tell. They have to wait to go inside to confirm that. It could still be a couple hours before that happens. We're going to continue to follow this story and have much more tonight at 11. Steve?
Tough story. Justin, thank you. Also tonight, police are trying to figure out exactly what happened when a construction worker hit a flagger here in Perry County. The woman was working near the gas station at the intersection of the Highway 15 and the Hazard Bypass. Police tell us a co-worker in a pickup truck hit the woman. She was flown out to Holston Valley Medical Center. Right now, her name and condition is not known. We now know the name of a man found dead in a pond Saturday. The coroner says it was 29-year-old Herbert Blevins who died. Officials say golfers at the Paintsville Golf Course found him in that pond. Right now, there is no official cause of death. Today kicks off the Prescription Drug Abuse and Heroin Summit in Atlanta, Georgia. WYMT's Will Puckett is going to be at the summit for us all week and has more from a session today talking about new threats and new programs working to treat drug abuse. Will?
Steve, the summit is underway, and really it all kicked off with Operation Unite President and CEO Nancy Hale on a panel along with a handful of other people on the front lines talking about different communities and how they're working to flip the rising numbers of those becoming addicted to opioids. In front of a packed room.
Goodness, this room was packed with people from all over the United States, several countries, who want to take something back home that will work.
Operation Unite's president and CEO Nancy Hale participated in a community showcase panel along with multiple other people trying to change the opioid abuse problems where they live.
And hearing from all across the United States, from 9 different communities on what they're doing effectively, whether it's through law enforcement, whether it's through treatment, whether it's through education, is going to give everyone ideas that they can take back home.
Hale highlighted Operation Unite's summer camp, while others on the panel talked about work they're doing in jails and other recovery programs.
There is a way to connect the dots, that we all are in this together, that it's a holistic approach, just like Unite has been. Law enforcement, treatment, education, we all have to work together.
And allowing the crowd attendance to hopefully pick the brains of those impacting their communities and hoping they will take it back to their own with the purpose of continuing the critical work others are doing across the country.
When people ask questions, it's suddenly like, oh, we can do that in our community. Oh, I know who to go to and ask about that.
All with one purpose and goal in mind, to curb the number of people, not just in Eastern Kentucky or the United States, getting addicted to opioids, but around the world. It's incredibly important, these community sessions where people can share ideas about the law enforcement angle, the prevention angle, and of course the treatment angle. Now, Congressman Hal Rogers spoke a little bit early at our plenary session along with Nancy Hale. All of this is building up to Wednesday's big time speaker when President Trump will be in town. This will be the third year in a row that a sitting or former U.S. president has spoke here at the summit. We'll have much more, including more tonight at 11 and throughout the week. For now, live in Atlanta, Will Puckett, WYMT Mountain News.
All right, Will, thank you very much. We hope to stream President Trump's address at the summit on our website and on Facebook Wednesday at 1 p.m. Back here in the mountains, those with addiction recovery care are helping people get off drugs. People come from all across the country to the facilities in Louisa. They go to rehab and get help finding a job once they are clean. WYMT's Macy Marie is in the newsroom with more on one woman who went through that program. Macy?
Steve, I met with Pam Camacho this morning. She came all the way from Illinois to start recovering back in June of 2017, and it was no easy journey for her. She left with just one suitcase and not a lot of hope. Pam started living on the streets when she was only 13 years old, the same age she first got high. She came to Karen's Place, a women's rehab center. Pam says it was there she learned to love herself and overcame addiction.
I was considered a junkie. I was going to probably die being a junkie the rest of my life. I was nothing. I was never going to amount to be nothing. But when I came out here, it changed my whole life. I know I have a purpose.
Pam tells me she underwent medical treatment, therapy, and faith-based counseling. She now helps pregnant women who are addicts. Those with Addiction Recovery Center want others to know that there is help out there. And Steve, I'll have much more on Pam's story tonight at 11.
All right, Macy, thank you. Tonight, a man faces an assault charge while another man is at the University of Kentucky Hospital. Police say it's all because of a weekend fight just outside of London. Charles Ray Vanover faces a first-degree assault charge. Investigators tell us the victim had injuries to his head, face, and back. Vanover pleaded not guilty this morning. A preliminary hearing is set for April 30th.
And it's been a beautiful Earth Day across the air. Really haven't had to deal with any clouds, and of course it's been dry throughout the day. You'll notice that here on our UVA WISE camera. We're seeing a few clouds start to creep back into the forecast, but overall we have seen those blue skies and those sunny skies throughout the day. Much of the same story as we look out the front porch. Is 78 here in Hazard. Check out that dry dew point. So it's actually feeling like 78 right now because we're all seeing those dew points into the upper 30s, and we're all pretty warm across the area into those mid to upper 70s. Some spots to our east over into Pikeville, Prestonsburg. A little bit cooler into those lower 70s, but overall feeling pretty good, and really compared to yesterday, feeling amazing outside. About 15 degrees warmer Hazard, Jackson, almost 20 degrees warmer over there in Pikeville and Prestonsburg, only about 10 degrees warmer over into London. Satellite radar shows much of the same story, maybe a few clouds creeping back into the forecast, but overall we have been dry, and that's going to continue as we head into those overnight hours. Temperatures dropping into about those mid 50s, but will those clear conditions continue into your Tuesday? I'll have that full forecast coming up for you guys in just a little bit. Steve.
All right, thank you, Paige. We are now less than a month away, believe it or not, from Kentucky's May primary. There's several big state races on the ballot, including, of course, the race for governor. 8 men are in the race, 4 Republicans and 4 Democrats. Here's a look at who's running in that competitive Democratic primary. Attorney General Andy Beshear, House Minority Leader Rocky Adkins, former State Auditor Adam Elan, and Jeff Young. Hillary Thornton talked to some of the candidates as they prepare for Election Day.
Well, the May primary is shaping up to be an exciting one, particularly the Democratic ticket, with several names, some big ones, vying for a chance to be the next governor of Kentucky.
Instead of working together, our current government says it's my way or the highway.
Back in July, Attorney General Andy Beshear formally launching his campaign.
I believe we can and must be better.
And House Minority Leader Rocky Adkins announcing his intentions in November.
For all those who believe that with work, tomorrow ought to be better than today.
Former State Auditor Adam Elan throwing his name in the ring in January. All keeping full schedules, hoping their messages are heard. The Attorney General's main points: health care for all, standing up for teachers, and his running list of lawsuits involving the current governor.
Voters out there are desperate to beat Matt Bevin, and I have a record for doing it.
But the others believe they are the best candidate for that task. Adkins running on his record of leadership with decades of experience in the General Assembly and relationships that he says will allow bipartisan efforts.
You know, I'm a moderate, middle-of-the-road, common-sense candidate in this race, and I think people are looking for consistency that they've seen in me.
Despite jumping in late to a race already headlined by two recognizable names, Edlin says his momentum is great, vowing to create opportunities for all and to modernize Kentucky, giving Kentuckians a fighting chance in a changing economy.
In this environment, people are so hungry for something new and different. I think we're the campaign that is the most new, and is the most different.
Now in Frankfort, Hillary Thornton, WKYT.
During the last governor's primary in 2015, voter turnout was only 30%. Now, on the Republican side, Governor Matt Bevin is facing a challenge from State Representative Robert Goforth of Laurel County, along with William Woods and Ike Lawrence. He's had an amazing life and is still very active. John Rosenberg survived the Holocaust and has lived in Prestonsburg with his wife for decades now. After coming to America, he served in the Air Force and later became an attorney. He helped fight for civil rights and has recently helped former clients of Eric C. Kahn. The 87-year-old also serves as a board member for the East Kentucky Leadership Foundation and says he still has lots of hope for Appalachia.
I've been really pleased with what we've been able to do, and of course we've got the conference coming up.
Right. Why do you think conferences like these are important?
Oh, I think they're important because they give everybody a chance to put in their 2 cents worth and to see what kind of exciting projects are going on in Kentucky.
You can catch the full 1-hour interview with Rosenberg tonight at 7 on Issues and Answers right here on WYMT.
And most of us are going to get near 80 as we head into your Tuesday. We'll see those average temperatures continue, but what about those rain chances? I'll have that full forecast coming up for you guys in just a few short minutes.